Okay, we have breaking news. A man has set himself on fire in New York City, right outside of a courthouse where the Trump trial is underway. Here it is.
What do you say? We also are seeing an active shooter is in the park outside the court. We have a man he has set fire to himself. A man has emblazoned himself outside of the courthouse just now. Our cameras are turning right now. A man has now lit himself on fire outside of the courthouse in Manhattan, where we are waiting for history to be made. A full jury panel is gone. We are watching a man who is fully emblazoned in the front of the courthouse today. We are watching multiple fires breaking out around his body and person. We have seen an arm that has been visible, that has been engulfed in total flames. There is chaos that is happening. People are wondering right now if people are in danger. I'm looking across the courtyard. There is a man racing to his aid. There is coats coming off to try to put out the fire. We have members of security details. NYPD is rushing to the scene. They are trying to come now. Officers are on the scene. A fire extinguisher is right now present, being put on this man.
Okay, there's more video, but I must say the professionalism in her breakdown in the moment of, with millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable. We just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. All right, there's more.
People are climbing over barricades to try to separate the public, to put out the flame on this man. He has lit himself out in fire in front of the courthouse right now. We are watching as they're playing. We can smell the air. I can smell the burning of some sort of a flesh. I can smell the burning of some sort of agent being used, as well as an accelerant to put that fire. I smell an actual fire extinguisher having been displayed. I see a person whose body appears to be on the ground, being surrounded by officers. I have multiple officers. I've counted about a dozen officers on the scene. The fire is still burning. It's now in multiple locations. It continues to blaze. We right now have officers removing their coats, trying to surround this person to envelop their body to prevent them from further going into flames. You can smell burning flesh. You can smell an accelerant. The flames are continuing to engulf his person. I hear shouts that are coming from across the courtyard. I have multiple people running over. Another fire extinguisher being brought out. A portion of his body is still engulfed in flames. A yellow smoke is billowing from on top of his person as it is engulfing the officers who are continuing to try to put out these flames that are continuing to emblazon. Now the officers are not visible through the gulf and the cloud of smoke.
Wow. Put up the picture full mass to give you an idea of what the commentator, CNN, first saw was this blaze, okay? So man set himself on fire outside the New York City courthouse where the Donald Trump trial is underway. The incident was covered by CNN in real time. Anchor Laura Coates outside the courthouse at first telling viewers there was an active shooter, and then before quickly saying that a man was or has set himself on fire. As the network cameras then turned to show the flames in the park across the street, quote, a man has emblazoned himself outside the courthouse, she said. She then reported the smell of burning flesh. The reason behind why the man lit himself on fire is presently unknown. Pamphlets found nearby included information on a website written by a man who referred to himself as an investigative researcher and who has been posting on the trial. Quote, I have set myself on fire outside the Trump trial, the headline read. Wow. All right. So obviously developing story, very sad occasion for whoever set himself on fire. We don't have updates currently. This is, when I say breaking news, this literally just happened not too long ago. Mr. Mayor, this is a court proceeding. Obviously something like this disrupts that proceeding because you never know if there's a plan for somebody else to engage in some kind of arson activity, or was this a distraction for something else to happen at that courthouse? So all of these security dynamics have to be considered now. And the question may come up later today or tomorrow, does New York have the facilities and the proper security in order to do this trial? What say you? You're on mute.
I don't know what I just watched. What
Yeah.
was it a dumpster there too? Because if it was, then it's indicative of who Donald Trump is and what he's brought to American politics. Because I listen, this is a serious situation. This person leaving a letter or potentially leaving a letter saying that he just set himself on fire outside of a Donald Trump trial, and he called himself an investigator. Sounds like conspiracy theories written all over it. I'm speculating, of course, but this we've seen in Trump's era, since he ran for president in 2016, we've seen people put bombs outside of the DNC. We've seen people stash weapons across the water in Virginia to swim them across on a boat during January 6th to attack elected officials in this country. In any other country, we would say they were destable. They were not stable.
Yep.
The government was not stable, but we're dealing with it in the United States. So when you ask if New York has the facilities, you and I off screen, I said jokingly, but it may be serious that it's time to move this to a military installation.
Wow. I think that may become part of the conversation at some point. Okay.